a lady whose husband died of cancer. Grace, please come and tell us a bit of your story. We know we can't hear it all. And we know it's not possible to feel what... Please keep this mic up. Grace, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Like what the lady said, we just got this very short. When we're talking about illness, cancer or other illness, it's not something that you can see the person maybe so tiny, or the person you just see it on his face. It's only when the person is already sick. When the illness have hit him up, that is when you now see the illness on his body. I can remember when my husband, before he fell sick, I have pictures on my pad. He was very heavy, very, very okay. We just did our son 1 year baby. After 2 months, very, very heavy to see him, just like a giant. But before we heard how he was diagnosed. So the message I want to bring out from here is that take courage. You know, when you are with someone that is diagnosed of something like this, or you know that the person is something, because especially with Black African community, we don't easily speak out. You just have to speak out, because that is one of the things that will keep the person, put smile on the person's face. I can remember at the first few months when it happened, because the last 11 months before he died. Take courage, just take courage. And there was a particular time when I couldn't understand it anymore. So I have to rush down to a GP. Say, this man, I can't understand it anymore. He's so, they will feel so hunger, can't see smile on his face, always hungry. Even the children can't even look at their dad's face. So I have to rush down to the GP. The GP now told me, I said, please, I just want to know, how do you cope with people with such illness like this? So she gave me, I forgot it, I can't, because I still go through the list sometimes. She gave me some tips how to cope with people living with cancer. The first one, he said, you have to be cautious listening to them. Don't only cancer, any illness at all. You have to listen to them, no matter what. You are down or you are hungry. Like that, as Alec said, God bless you. Always put on smile on your face and always encourage them. Say number one, listen to them cautiously. Number two, deal with your feeling, how you feel. Don't ever let them see it in your face. Just make sure you deal with your feeling, no matter what. And you yourself also take care of yourself as well. Then number three, he said, always meet their need. Because sometimes there are things he will ask you to do. He said, cook this. I will cook it. Before 3 hours, he said, no, I don't want to eat this again. I want to eat this. But sometimes I will go hungry. But when I remember, I said, I'm doing this for better for us. That was what I promised. So I just thank God. I thank God that in the long run, through the help of my GP and the medical social worker in the St. James Hospital, it was really tough. But I want to encourage everyone here, because it can't be your loved one, it can't be a friend or anybody. Always make sure, once you know, like sometimes there are some friends at times, they normally go to see in the hospital. Why some does go. But by the time the illness have hit him up, it now looks like somebody that is sick. Maybe some people say it's HIV, sick. So when the time people give upstairs, some of my friends don't even come close to me. They said, maybe the wife have gotten it, because I was very tired, very late then. So I just want to encourage each and every one of us that it's not something that you plan for, you don't plan for it. It happens. The person might be very heavy now before you know it. And I also want to encourage every one of us that when you are on anything, just speak out. Even though it's depression, speak out. Try to see your GP. Go for treatment. Because some of the tips the GP gave me, always follow you down to appointment, put smile on your face. Sometimes when he said no, he don't want to see anybody, he want to be alone. Obey his command. So You know, it's something that most of them, like sometimes when I follow you to the clinic, most of them, you can't even see smile on their face. They are very happy. They are not happy because nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to live. But something happened. And sometimes don't blame him. Say you should blame him. Don't think it's your fault. Maybe it's what you did last time. It's this. So I just thank God for everything that at the end of when he said no. By the time the doctor pronounced that I had 3 months, he said he would surrender. He was the one that was even encouraging himself, say, my wife, take it easy, don't worry if I go, because he was really Christian. So I want to encourage everybody that it's not, it's not something that can happen to anybody. It can even happen to me tomorrow, nobody knows. But I want to encourage everybody that you should just try, no matter what, no matter how the feeling is. When you see anybody like that, always smile on that person, be encouraged. That is like me as I am now. I don't do anything, maybe you must help me with money or this. I'm not saying I'm financially blessed, but encourage is very important. Encourage. There's a lady that always told me that, please, there's never a time I see your face so sad. Because I know encourage. My husband used to encourage me then. So he had built it to my heart, that to my blood, that you must put smile on your face whenever you are around them. Don't say I'm better than this or I'm better than that, I'm the person. Put smile on their face and be encouraged. That is the only way we can make it in this life. Thank you.
Do you think what she has just told you was easy? Please give her a round of applause. Thank you very much. Does she look like an old woman? Should I make my point again? Cancer doesn't want anybody. Just like the other diseases. One of the things she probably didn't say is the fact that it's not written on their heads. Nobody knows that you're suffering from cancer. But the terrible thing about cancer and the disease itself, and how it eats into families, is the fact that sometimes people are very, very cruel, wicked people, very insensitive. Sometimes people see somebody suffering from cancer and they think they're suffering from AIDS. And then they begin to run away from them instead of helping them. Like she said, it's not the money. It's those little acts of kindness. Just little things. Your arm around them. Just that smile. Even if you don't understand what they're going through. Just a smile. People can't even look you in the eyes properly. A nod, looking in their eyes, shows that you understand. You may not even understand, but it's very comforting for somebody to look you in the eye, hold your hand, and nod. You don't have to say anything. Once again, I want to thank you for being here tonight, just for the children of Crumlin Hospital.